Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, a TV show brought to you by Fallon Health and Worcester Bravehearts Baseball. In our first segment, we had Nigel Belgrave, a new business owner of PuraClean, which characterizes themselves as the paramedics of property damage. So we're grateful to have Nigel on, who's a new business owner and a new chamber member who's really been active and visible in our chamber events, and as a result has begun to build this business and get a number of referrals and work. And that's a way that you too, if you have a business out there and are not a member of the chamber, can help grow and expand your business and learn about best practices and things that are happening that are relevant to your business. So if you're interested in learning more about chamber membership, please contact us at the chamber, 508-753-2924, or go on our website, worcesterchamber.org. And with that, I'm excited to have, for the next two segments, Christine Cassidy, who's the Chief Communications Officer for Fallon Health, who sponsors the show, but also does a whole bunch of other things in the community. And we're going to talk about some of those things over the course of the next couple segments. But wanted to first thank you, Fallon Health, for being the major sponsor, and for you being our chair of the Worcester Women's Leadership Conference.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, it was really a great day.
Yeah, we had that the first week of June, over 700 women, just a phenomenal event, and the feedback that we've gotten from the participants, not only verbally, but through the questionnaire that we asked from people afterwards. Just share with us what you thought.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate being here. Yeah, it was an extraordinary event. I think this year the conference really, I think, exceeded my expectations. I think the committee's expectations. We met the other day, and there's still an afterglow. Yeah. We're still feeling really good about it. We reviewed the survey results, and all good. Very helpful feedback. So as we look to plan the 2016 conference, which we've actually already started doing, we'll be able to take that feedback and see what we can improve upon. But as you said, more than 700, mostly women, in the room, who I think from start to finish found a lot of value in the conference program.
Well, certainly the surveys, the response and feedback that I've gotten from members. My wife was a participant, and I think what people and the women who are involved in it really enjoy that there's there's a motivational aspect, there's a practical piece to it in the sense that there's a whole series of workshops and panels that assist people in getting information and learning about things happening in the workplace, or how to, we all can kind of do things better. Just and some humor involved, right?
Yes, a little bit of humor. It was fun. There were some fun moments, and I think that's, we look to really kind of mix it up in that regard. It's a wide audience that we're reaching. I mean, mostly what they have in common is they're women, and they're leaders at various stages of leadership. But everyone has something different in mind when they go to a conference like that. And so we try to, through the keynote speakers, through the breakout presentations and the sessions, offer a variety of things, so that really at the end of the day, everyone feels like they took something away from it. And the survey, the feedback on the survey we got really indicated that people found it incredibly valuable to be there.
And additionally, vendors who kind of, some participate and some come, and we've learned a lot from the success of the Worcester Women's Leadership Conference over the last few years, and are actually taking some of those and going to try to apply them to a broader audience this year with the 30th anniversary of the Central Mass Business Expo. More breakout sessions, more seminars, more kind of speakers. So it's not just a static thing with people at booths and events and people walking around, though there'll be pieces of that, but breaking up the day. So we're excited to and thank you for chairing it.
It was my pleasure. It was a great, the team at the Chamber, Christina Andrioli, and the team there were extraordinary, and it's a great committee, a lot of good energy, and they are geared up and ready to go for 2016. Well, that's,
one of the things we've learned, in Christina and the team, the sooner we begin planning events, the better they are, and that's certainly
no time
one
like
of them.
The present. So
right. Well, speaking of events and annual events that not only chamber members and the business community have come to enjoy and look forward to, but we have a Central Mass event coming up around July 4th, and it's the fireworks, and Fallon Health is once again sponsoring that.
Yes, we are. We are proud to say that I think for the 13th year now, we are partnering with the Chamber to help bring the Independence Day celebration to the city of Worcester and the greater Central Mass community. And so, Thursday, next Thursday, actually,
Yeah.
July 2nd in East Park. We'll hope the community will gather. We'll hope for a beautiful evening and listen to some music from the symphony, and then when it's dark enough, set off those fireworks and have a great evening. So.
Well, again, it's one of those evenings where people have a set of experiences.
Yes.
They get to East Park, there are vendors, there's food,
Yeah.
there's things happening.
Yeah.
They have a chance to listen to the Massachusetts Symphony
Right,
Orchestra, led by Paul Beggett and Alton
Right.
Beggett, and led by Executive Director, our good friend Paul Levinson. And just a lot happening, so some great
Yes.
music. A lot of it is
Yeah.
patriotic music, and then I think the fireworks start around 8 p.m. or
Probably 9-ish,
later,
right? I
later.
think
No,
when it's got to get dark enough.
flag
right? So
raising
prob-
at 7:40,
right, there we
and then
go.
the
So,
fireworks start
right.
at 9:30.
9:30.
9:30.
Okay.
We're going to
all
make
right,
sure
good.
it's
get,
dark.
Get
so,
the program
yeah.
right. So yeah, no, it's great. It's a great. One of the things I think that Fallon really enjoys about it is it's certainly for us. I mean, we've been here in Worcester. We've called Worcester home for about 38 years now, and so it's an opportunity for us to thank Worcester and all the support that they've shown their local health plan over the years. But it's great for us to be able to bring the community together in a fun,
Right.
family-friendly, healthy way, and to really just sort of enjoy the opportunity to be together as a community, and I think show appreciation for this country's history and celebrate the 4th of July in a wonderful way.
Well, we know the event brings in over 30,000 people
Lots of
from all
people.
over Central Mass
Yep.
into the city because a lot of great community events and fireworks, but certainly this is probably the biggest, and people enjoy the concert element to it with the
Yes.
Massachusetts Symphony Orchestra. And Fallon has been, Fallon Health, the sponsor for so long, and we want to thank you for that. I want to just give a brief plug to a couple of our other sponsors. We have Price Chopper as well as Polar Beverages,
Right.
which are great supporters as well, and we have some vendors that are going to be there, the Girl Scouts of Central and Western Massachusetts. I'm sure there'll be some Girl Scout cookies there. Destination Worcester, Our Lady of Mount
Yes.
Carmel, a neighbor down the street,
Yep.
Creedon and Company. I mentioned Price Choppers, House of Barbecue, Jake the Lion from the Bravehearts are going to be in attendance. So we got a lot going.
It's a great evening. I'm looking forward to it. I love the 4th of July, but I think Worcester does it right. I think the celebration is a wonderful one for the community. Having all of these community partners come together, businesses and other organizations, to bring the community together. It's a great thing. It's just great for Fallon to be a part of it.
Right, and we mentioned those vendors, but Fallon Health is also going to have a tent with some
will.
giveaways and information.
Yes, we will. We'll be out there. Would love to have people come by and say hi, and it's a great way for us to get to know the community better. And there to answer questions if anyone has questions about health insurance or some of the programs and products that we offer.
Yeah, and I think that's an important piece, for our viewers who might not be familiar with Fallon Health. Not only a provider of health insurance, working with companies and individuals, but also providing an array of services beyond that.
We do, and actually, and some of the services we provide it's actual care that we provide to frail elders in the community through our Summit Elder Care program. It's something that we're passionate about and very proud of. It's an extraordinary program. We've got a couple of locations in Worcester, on Grafton Street, on East Mountain Street, in Charlton, in Leominster, and Springfield, and we're going to be opening one in Lowell as well.
Great.
So it's a great program.
Well, we're going to come right back and talk a little bit more about what Fallon Health is doing in the community, so stay with us. Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, a TV show brought to you by Fallon Health and Worcester Bravehearts Baseball. Spring is here, baseball's back, and the fireworks are on the horizons, and they're brought to us by Fallon Health, a major sponsor. But I also want to acknowledge some of the other sponsors who help make the Worcester fireworks and concert, the Massachusetts Symphony Orchestra playing, happen. Along with Fallon Health, we have Price Chopper, CSX Corporation, Polar Beverages, Bank of America, the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, Charter Communications Channel 3, the host of this show, as well as WSRS WTHE, and want to mention that the Massachusetts Symphony Orchestra, which plays at the July 4th celebration this year on July 2nd, Thursday, July 2nd, is also part of the Charter Communications Summer Concert Series. So coordinated between the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Massachusetts Symphony Orchestra, and the City of Worcester. So July 2nd, lots of activities down at East Park, vendors, food, great music from the Massachusetts Symphony Orchestra, and fireworks brought to us by a number of sponsors in Fallon Health.
Yep.
But the Worcester Women's Leadership Conference, fireworks, there's a lot of other things in addition to that that Fallon Health plays a key role in helping bring to the community. And one of the events that's coming up early in September is the Canal Diggers Road Race, which Fallon Health is the lead sponsor on, and with a focus, not just about running and fitness, but also a focus on hunger.
Right, exactly. It's hunger relief has, for the past several years, really become a priority for Fallon. It's a challenge. Obviously, there are implications to it if people are not getting access to food or the right nutritious food. It creates potentially long-term health problems, and so it's become very important to us to try to do something about that. And over the years, we've done a variety of things. We've been sponsoring the Canal Diggers Road Race for a while, and it's a great event. This year, I believe it's on September 12th.
Right.
We're looking to also try to change the focus of that a little bit, to do things to help out with hunger relief. We have in September every year, and actually this is our 10th year, we have an event, Golf and Gather for a Cause, and we look to the business community to help support that, and they turn out in big numbers, and it's wonderful. Last year we were able to donate $176,000 to food pantries across the state. We obviously, a big portion of that stays here in Central Mass, working with Jean McMurray at the Worcester County Food Bank to make sure that families here in our own backyard are getting access to the food that they need. And so that's coming up on September 28th. And this fall, too, we are going to be partnering with some local Worcester Public Schools to help support the food pantries that are inside of those schools. So Elm Park Community School, Sullivan Middle School, and South High are sort of three of the schools that we're focused on.
Right, and I think it speaks volumes. I mean, Fallon Health, not only a major employer in central Massachusetts and across the state, but also a major healthcare provider. The fact that you have really dug in and made a statement around issues of kind of hunger, healthy food and eating, I think says that that there's something to this. And we've had a chance, Christine, when you've been on the show, and some of the others of the Fallon Health team talk about, as we want to gauge, and worry about costs. What does health insurance cost, not only businesses and individuals, but the government? A way to kind of turn that bell curve or reduce those costs is by healthy living, healthy eating. Absolutely.
I mean, there are a number of ways that you can tackle the cost of care. It's an important issue, and it unfortunately can create barriers for people who really do need access to care. And so we view one of those ways as really trying to not just encourage people to live a healthy lifestyle, but finding ways to actually support that and make sure that it happens. So that's one way through our efforts, through supporting food pantries, that we look to do it.
Yeah. And the fact that Fallon is really focusing locally is important, because we all see tragic events that happen around the globe, and and the pictures and the stories of how people and families and kids are going without food. But we have some challenges here in that maybe they don't not only don't have access to food, but the quality of food, and that impacts the classroom. It impacts health, obesity, which we know is a major driver of healthcare costs, heart, diabetes, other things over the course of time. If we can address those early on and work locally, the better off we're going to be. Yep,
I agree. I mean, right here in our own backyard, the statistics can be pretty alarming, and so you need to pay attention to that. And I like what we're doing with the schools. We talk to the schools and really worked with them to determine how best we can help. And this is something that the fact that food pantries exist in some of these schools was eye-opening for us, and it really aligned very well with what we're trying to accomplish. So we're ready to roll up our sleeves and help them. And it helps a very important population. These young kids, gives them something that they may not have access to normally at home or in the community. So we're excited about that partnership.
No, that's great, and that's at Elm Park, Sullivan Middle, South High.
South High.
Yep. And,
correct.
And Andy's Closet.
Andy's Closet, right, yeah, at South High, which is really kind of a neat thing that I believe some students started there in recognition or in honor of a fellow student. And they provide a variety of things that other students might need. And it's low key because they recognize that, you know, students who need things don't necessarily want to ask. But it's a really remarkable thing, and we are really struck by the generosity that those students are trying to extend to their fellow students and want to lend them a helping hand.
Well, you know, you certainly don't want there to be a stigma to students or kids or families that need to access, you know, food and the right types of foods.
Right.
So we've got the Canal Diggers Road Race on September 12th, and registration is open. So I think it's canaldiggers.com, and ways to get involved in that race and contribute in helping address hunger locally. On September 28th, for businesses out there and business owners that like to golf, the Golf and Gather, the 10th annual Fallon Golf and Gather, September 28th at Worcester Country Club.
Right. Yep.
And people can,
if they want to reach us at Fallon, I think we'll have information on our website, so fallonhealth.org, and they can get in touch with our Director of Community Relations, who's Kim Salmon. And I can offer my phone number, and I'm happy to connect people to Kim. It's 508-368-9502. That's my direct line.
All right.
I would love to hear from folks if they want to help out.
And Kim was another great member of the Worcester Women's Leadership Conference and being involved with it. So Christine Cassidy, Chief Information Officer of Fallon Health, thanks for being with us and giving us a chance to share with our viewers all the great things that Fallon Health is doing in the community. I want to thank you, our viewers, for joining us for this edition of Chamber Exchange, brought to you by Fallon Health and Worcester Bravehearts Baseball. Until next time.